Welcome back. We're on to part 3 of the dining and bistro remodeling project. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting the like button. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, you can click on the dining and bistro remodel and get caught up on where we're at. We are now at the point where we're getting ready to apply the sound deadening material to the ceiling. You can also see we've got most of the trim installed on the walls. Unfortunately, I won't have any video of that because I also have to do my job and I don't always have time to set up a camera. Here you can see all the prep work that's gone on before they can even spray the material. You can see here from this video all the material that's in the air and why they have to protect everything. Let me explain the process a little bit. This is a paper product, very fluffy, almost like the insulation you blow in the attic, only this is paper, not insulation. What they do is they pour it into this hopper. Then it mixes it with water and a special glue. It's kind of like the consistency of watered down Elmer's glue. And if I understand everything correctly, it doesn't mix it together right here. The hopper grinds it up and sends it through the big hose. And you can see here the gentleman's loading it up into the hopper now. And he will stand here and monitor the process so nothing skips a beat as the other guy is spraying the material on the ceiling. If you're still watching here, make sure you watch to the end. There's a surprising twist to this material. And I was really shocked myself when I found out about it. If you think you know what it is, leave your answer in the comments section. By the time the material reaches the end of the nozzle, it's ground down to smaller pieces and it mixes together with the water and glue. This is what makes it stick to the ceiling. Now the material is getting sprayed on to a thickness of 3/4 of an inch. Normally the company sprays this from wall to wall. And you can see here there's a lot of crown molding and it's in really good shape. We don't want the added expense of changing that out. So the architects came up with this 3/4 by 3/4 picture framing type detail so we wouldn't have to cover up or remove the crown molding. And in a sense it kind of makes it look like a step down ceiling. So that's where the wood detail came in inside all of the ceiling coffers. The workers will spray each section of the ceiling separately. This is how each layer is applied. It's a very time-consuming process. After they apply the first coat, then they will trowel it down. Now some areas on the first coat won't stick properly, so they'll have to go back and touch it up. Now the material they use, the paper material, is very light. However, the glue in the water is very heavy. For these two large areas of the ceiling, I believe the gentleman said they used 30 gallons of water on this first coat, and that's pretty heavy. So they can't apply the second coat until the first coat is completely dry. In order to spray the next day, we had to set up a bunch of fans so that it would dry overnight. Here they have to clean all the material off the wood trim and all the rings so that the layers don't build up in the wrong way. And here he's touching up where the material didn't stick. Now you might notice this little round ring right here. These are for the recessed lights. This is another issue we had to overcome. The recessed lights we have are very small, and there wasn't a lot of room for error, and the opening had to be very precise. So we had to make wooden frames for those. These hole openings were for speakers, and we had over 1 inch of space all the way around. Now I have my own CNC machine at home, so I was able to cut these out in my garage. These are the rings I cut out on my CNC machine, and I had to make 36 of these. And you can see from this picture the ring around the recessed light is not very wide. I would have liked to have cut this with a hole saw, however they don't make one the size that I needed. I will be posting a video on what it took to make these, so make sure you come back to watch that video. I can't remember what coat we're on here, but here's a quick time lapse of the process. Judging by the thickness, this looks like about the third coat to me. This is now day 5 and on our 5th application. One thing to note about this material is it cannot be cleaned and it cannot be painted. Because it's paper, you can't use any cleaning materials or scrub it, otherwise it'll just soak it right in and stain it. And that's the real butt kicker here, because now we have to install all the fixtures and make sure our hands are really clean when we install them so we don't get any dirt on the ceiling. You can see here as we're getting closer to the end how tedious it is to remove the extra material. It's now day 6 and we are on the final coat and touch-ups. The finished product came out looking pretty good. It kind of looks like a big giant seamless ceiling tile. Earlier you may have seen the tile being installed, so I'll show you that in the next video. So make sure you come back and see that. Until next time, thanks for watching.